Hey everyone, this is Rosemarie from the Unfinished Lesson, and this is another Quick Win series. So in this particular series, we're going to be taking a look at how to make practice fun, both for in-person and online lessons. Be sure to check the description below. I typically have resources that will help you in terms of this series. Now, our first video is actually going to be on the client perspective. And I'm sure you're thinking, seriously? Why am I worried about the client perspective when we're talking about practice made fun? Well, who's the one who deals with practice? It's not us, right? What happens in the 6 lessons in between, or if you're lucky enough, you can have maybe your students come in 2 times a week, but still there are days in between that it's the parents, it's our clients that are dealing with that experience. Now, it could be that they're dealing with it in a great way or that they're not dealing with it in a great way. And what I've learned over the years is that what we think is happening during the week may actually be very different from reality. You know, parents, they want to support. They really, really do. I would say 99.9% of parents truly want to support what it is that we're doing in our studios. They might not know how, though. And that's where we come in, where we bridge the gap between what we're doing in lessons and what is happening during the week. So I remember years ago, my kids, when they were starting to do extracurricular activities, things like soccer and boxing and other stuff, there was plenty of things I had no clue. I was there to support my children, I wanted to cheer them on. But I mean, if you had asked me about various rules and all the ins and outs, I would have gone like, I don't know, right? I wanted to support my kids, but if it was more than me just cheering on my kids, I was going to be pretty lost. And so I've tried to keep that in mind over the years when I'm working with my clients, okay? So one of the most important things that we can do is to onboard our clients and our students right at the very start. And this is actually something that I do at the start of every year, and I spend more time on it with new clients. So what do I mean by onboarding? What it really means is I am teaching my students and their parents, unless the kids are old enough that they are doing everything on their own, and maybe they're like in senior high or later junior high, I will have a parent there for at least part of the lesson, and I will teach them, this is exactly where you find the resources I have for you. This is exactly how you access them. This is exactly what I want you to do with them. This is exactly when I want you to print off the practice sheet or whatever it is. And I make sure to set aside time during lesson time, those first few weeks, they actually do that. So recently, one of my new students, I had set up the shared Google folder. It's something I use in my studio. I'd used his mom's email address. And then as we were talking, it became clear he wasn't going to have access to it on his own. So we had to set it up on his email. Okay, not a problem. We set it up on his email so that even though he could see my screen, because I was sharing it, we were doing an online lesson, he was on whatever device he was going to use, and he was actually able to open those folders himself. He was able to interact with things in real time with me so that if there was an issue, they didn't have to contact me during the week, right? And his mom had said, like, really, this tech stuff, I mean, I have no clue what I'm doing. So she was really relieved that we had spent that time in lesson, making sure that both her and her son knew exactly what they needed to do and how to access everything. I mean, how incredible is that? That she didn't have to worry about that. That was an easy way for me to make practice a whole lot more fun because he was going to be using a backing track from his shared folder. She needed to print off his practice page. And I'd included a few other resources that they felt really confident going into the week, accessing those and knowing exactly what to do with them. Just make sure that, well, I guess in terms of our client experience, the best thing we can do is be very clear and make the time to practice during lesson time. I promise the first step in making practice more fun is taking away the obstacles during the week for our families. If we can take away the obstacles that they know exactly where to get resources that you are giving them, if they're playing off of a backing track and they're going to improvise, you know, it makes practice a lot more fun if you know what you need to do, right? So here's the exercise I would like you to do. Exercise seems like such a, I don't know, it seems like such a big word. I promise it's a small exercise, okay? So the exercise or the goal before you go on with the rest of your day is I would like you to think about how can you onboard practice habits in your studio with both the students and the parents. This doesn't have to take long. Just write down a couple ideas, quick ideas that you can do during lesson time that will make that easier for them, that will make it a more positive experience for both students and parents. All right. Let me know how it goes in the comments below. Okay. What are some of the onboarding things you're going to do? I kind of shared a little what I do. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. And other than that, have an incredible day. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.